Now, you weren't expecting this, were you? If you're watching this through Patreon, you already know who I am. And if not, hello, my name is Mohammed, and I make games under Asatir's Tales. My focus is story-driven games, and my current project is a strategy RPG called Roses Will Rise. There's a link down in the video description for that. On my Patreon, I keep my patrons and followers up to date with weekly and monthly reports. The weekly reports are open to the public. I will post them sometimes even on itch.io, but the monthlies are specifically patron only. And they're broken down into 3 elements. A graph with a breakdown on the time spent working on the game, a list of the things that I've worked on that specific month, and the plans for the month after. I decided, since the report on what I've done in that month is already public information, I thought I might as well make a video of it, which will give me more room to explain what I've done and at least have something to talk about in this fairly inactive YouTube channel. When I made this YouTube channel, I wanted to post stuff like game footage, progress videos, and stuff that is relevant to my game project. I thought making this into a video would make it a little bit more enticing than a written report. While the video is open to the public and will be about the work that I've done in that given month, the graph and the plans for the next month are still going to be patron only. I felt like my reports were being posted in a closed environment. Not a lot of people are on Patreon. And right now I'm focusing on the bits where there are a lot more gameplay portions of the game being made, which makes for much more interesting things to show than just cutscenes and writing. And as I said, I wanted to make more video content for this YouTube channel. I wrote in the past monthly report that I'll be doing something new for the monthly report, which is this video. Currently, I'm working on a demo for the game, which consists of a cutscene and a battle sequence. The cutscene portion is already done. You can download it and see it for yourself in the itch.io page that I mentioned. And currently, I'm working on the battle scene, which consists of a small cutscene before the battle, and then the combat itself. Once I'm done with the battle sequence, I will include it as an update to the current demo build, and the player can choose between watching the cutscene or playing the combat sequence. The complete demo will give players a good taste of what to expect in the game, but at the same time it gives me a foundation to build the rest of the game. In January, I started working on the battle location, which is a castle cellar turned into a makeshift dungeon. Obviously, there's going to be like objects and props all over the place. So I've been currently working on that part of the scene. The area reuses textures for the walls and floors of the cutscene demo, but I did not have stairs at that point, and I started working on that this month. The problem that I faced with the stairs is that it's a flat ramp with a texture, and drawing steps as a texture just didn't work out that well. I tried to fake perspective by drawing the steps at a very specific angle. Since the camera is going to be at an isometric 45 degrees from each angle, it makes it easier for me to show the steps looking like steps with just a texture change. I played with the lighting of the texture, and in the end I got something that I wouldn't say was 100% perfect, but it looked way better than the first texture that I made. And for the most part, I was just experimenting with the tile of far edge of the stairs. And when I started working on the middle tiles, I was worried that the wrapping would be inconsistent. But when I looked at it, it kind of looked okay. I mean, you can see where the texture loops in the tile, but it's not that bad. Maybe I could work on it later, but at the current time, it's okay. I did face some bugs with the stairs. For whatever reason, I can't go up the stairs unless I'm going at a diagonal angle when walking. And for some reason, the edge tiles are not passable whatsoever. But this is something that I will look into once I move further in the project. I worked on another 3D object, which is the torch. And when I was done, I found out that MV3D, the 3D script that I'm using for RPG Maker to make the 3D perspective in the game, does not support animations for 3D objects, which isn't a problem. I feel like if I built the flame through polygons, it will kind of look out of place compared to if I made it into a 2D sprite. And at the same time, that's going to be less hardware intensive than a 3D polygon model. So that's not much of a problem. The flame is going to be the next thing I'm going to be working on. The 3D models that I'm making for this game are going to be very handy for me in the future because I will be reusing a lot of the assets throughout the game. And at the same time, I am going to be reusing them in a lot of games that I will be making in the future. So while I'm working on them right now, I'm building a database for myself. So what do you think of the video? Would you like me to make more videos like this? Leave your suggestions down in the comments. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe so you can see more of this content whenever I make it. Roses Will Rise is a free game, and it's going to remain free even after I'm done. But if you would like to support the project, you can go to itch.io and buy it with whatever price you're comfortable with. But if you'd like to support me monthly, you can go to my Patreon. The paid version of the game is similar to the free version, but you get bonus material on the side, which includes a wallpaper, but there will be more things that I will include in the bonus package. If you support me on Patreon, you get the paid version of the game and a special thanks credit once the game is done. But if at any time you decide to stop supporting me for whatever reason, which is absolutely okay, I will still include you in the special thanks as long as you have a Patreon account that I can go back to. Just expect a message from me saying that I completed the game and I just wanted to know with what name would you like me to credit you for. And that is all. Peace.